Hey everybody, how's it going? This is H10 Hanshin Tigers English News, episode 159 post-show show. So myself, T-Ray, and over on my left, your left, my right, your right, whatever, is Sanjay. How you doing, brother?
Hello, brother T-Ray. I'm fine. How you doing? Here,
Uh,
can we see this little shaka going here?
yeah, sweet. Hey, I'm doing all right. Here's the thing, though. We're doing this a bit unusual, folks. We recorded the podcast proper 2 days ago. So this is post-show is like quite delayed. It's 6:30 in the morning here, and for some reason my tongue isn't working. So if I don't get things just right, please forgive me. そしてね、今日はちょっとだけかわからないけど、日本語も入れようかなと思っています。大丈夫よね、サンジェイさん。
はい、バイリンガイです。
Did you notice that when I switched to Japanese, I called you San?
I
It's
did
so
notice that.
natural. 仕方ない。
はい、T
はい、
レイさん。
先輩です。それでですね、今日のテーマは、なんと、矢野監督が辞められて、4年間の間に、矢野政権の、ベストナインを発表したいと思ってます。We are today going to be talking about the best nine during Mr. Yano, Akihiro Yano's 4-year reign as manager of the Hanshin Tigers. つまりですね、じゃじゃん、こんな感じです。で、2019年から2022年の間に、それぞれのポジションで誰が一番良かった。そして年度も、そこまで詳しくちょっとね、選びたいと思いますんで、はい、いきます。So we're choosing the best player at each position during the 4 years in which Akihiro Yano was the manager. So we're narrowing it down not only to which player was best, but which year he was best in. And so we're going to have a super team that probably would be good enough to finish second or first. Haha. If they were all together at once. So here we go. We're going to start, of course, at starting pitcher, and we're going to start with Sanjay. And do you care to give us your player's name here?
It is Mr. Blue Goat Koyo Aoyagi.
Aoyagi.
And the year 2022年 this past year.
Yes, indeed. Look at those numbers. I mean, how can you argue with that, right?
13勝4敗2.05の防御率。ピッチャー三冠王。そして、WHIP、Walk Hits per Innings Pitched、0.97。
その三冠王とちょっと具体的に言うと、specifically the Triple Crown refers to the number of wins, win percentage,
winning percentage,
and
ERA. I believe ERA, yeah.
ERA, yes. 防御率と勝率と、勝ち星ですね。が1位だったんですね。奪三振は1位じゃなかったんですけど、まあ、それは素晴らしいですね。そして私は違う投手を選びました。I chose a different pitcher, same year, believe it or not. So this is kind of a strange pick because who could argue with the GOAT? I'm going to go with 伊藤正史、27番、左。なぜかというと、9勝で終わったんですけれども、2年目のジンクスを完璧にそれを突破してね、はい、素晴らしい1年を、で、ローテーションを守ってくれました。そしてですね、関東6なんですよ。完封2つ。それがリーグトップですね、どっちも。
今の時代でこれをできるのはいない。
そうですよね。それで奪三振をルーキーイヤーより上回った。そして、吉支給は減りましたので、素晴らしい1年だったと思います。So I'm saying Ito because he completely avoided the sophomore jinx. He also led the league with 6 complete games. 2 of those were shutouts. And his numbers from last season, or this past season, 2022, were even better than his impressive rookie season. And I just think he is an outstanding, much needed part of our rotation. All right, we're going to move into then the bullpen, and we each chose one reliever. And I'm going a little bit to a strange place. Now, this year's bullpen was outstanding, but neither of us chose a 2022 member of the bullpen. We have to give a shout out to Yuasa though. ね。湯浅敦樹はもう入ってないんですけれども、残念ながらね、でも、とってもいい1年をね、はい、過ごしましたので。
はいはい。
感謝してます。僕はね、矢野監督の1年目、First year of Yano's reign, I'm going back, and I'm going to the old guy, ベテランのですね、藤川球児、2019年。はい。その年ですね、クローザーでもあって、セットアッパーでもあって、何歳でしたっけ ?39 歳ぐらいで、あんだけね、リリーフ陣を引っ張って、本当に、不可欠な、存在でした。はい。So I'm going with Kyuji. This was his final good year. He pitched in 2020 but struggled. But in this season, a 177 ERA for a 39-year-old with 4 wins, 1 loss, 23 holds, and 16 saves. So he did what was asked of him all year long, whether it was to close games out or to set up the closer. Who was our closer in 2019? Anyways, the other guy. 誰でしたっけ ?2019 年のクローザー。ドリスだったね。はい。で、もう一つ言わないといけないのが、やっぱり三振率ですね。13.34。13.34K per nine. What is that? How can you do that at age 39? But he still had it and he was just unbelievable. Legend. All right, Sanjay, who you got for us?
Well, before you say that, then 13.34 Ks per nine, that's like video game numbers. That's sick.
Yeah. Seriously. Crazy good.
Yeah.
Who you got for
of
us?
course, I'm going with the man that we miss a lot this year. Suachan, Roberto Suarez.
Yeah, indeed. Suarez, né?
Yeah. Look at that. 1.16 ERA, 42 saves, 8.37 Ks per nine. It's like 1K per inning. But man, he was lights out when we had him. もう本当にね、42セーブ、防御率 1. 点台前半、そして奪三振率が、8.37 なので約1イニングに1回。もう彼なくして去年の阪神はなかった。
Indeed. 確かにですね。And if you look at the numbers on these cards that we're putting up here, actually Suarez is better than Kyuji. So I guess I give you the win in this one. All right. Well, our next one is catcher. 次はね、もちろんキャッチャー、保守ですね。This time we both picked the same guy in the same year. 同じ人もちろんですね。そして、ね、年度も同じで、これですね、2019年の梅野龍太郎保守です。本当にいい1年で、何が目立ったかというと、もちろんその得点圏打率が330、3割3分。で、キャリアベストですよね、トップの。
キャリアハイ。
キャリアハイですね。本塁打9、そして打点59。また、ゴールデングラブはこれ3年連続取って、これが2年目だったんですね。
素晴らしい。
Yeah, so he won his second of 3 straight Golden Glove awards in this season. He also had a career high in home runs, RBIs. What a ridiculously necessary part of our team, essential part of our team. Man, we couldn't have done 2019 without him. So one thing to remember about 2019 as well is that we went on a crazy tear at the end of the season to make it into the playoffs, right? 6連勝で、最後の最後に CS に、進出できたっていうのがね、はい。梅野もその一部だったんですね。He was a big part of that. Okay, we're going on to our first baseman. I'll let you announce who he is, but we both picked the same guy in the same year. Who we got?
We have Jeffrey Marte, 2021, 22 home runs, 71 RBIs, 288 RISP, and 818 OPS. He got the job done that year. Well, this is high in the number of games played too, as I recall.
Yes, well, this is his career high in games played. I forget how many. And the big thing for me too was not only did he get it done with the bat, but with his eyes as well. Look at that, 74 walks to 72 strikeouts for a cleanup hitter, a guy that's in the heart of your order. To have that crazy of a rate is outstanding. And I just think that said it all. I didn't put down his on-base percentage here, but I'm sure it was around 360. So it was probably about 100 over his batting average. ね、打率が2割6分ぐらいだったんですけれども、出塁率が多分3割6分ぐらいだったんで、本当に素晴らしい選球眼で、はい、 マルテにしました。
えらい。素晴らしかった。
素晴らしかったです。お疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様でした。
はい。So we're going to second base, and I'm going to go first this time. Or maybe you can go first. Sorry. You had this
I
guy.
had Kento Itohara, 2020, which, that's nothing to sneeze at, right? 294 batting average, 733 OPS, and maybe you want a little bit more from a middle infielder, but, 3 home runs, team captain. That was his high water mark, I think, in terms of batting average.
It was. And unfortunately, he got injured in this season. I forget the nature of the injury. Oh, wasn't it his hamate bone? His hamate
I think
bone.
so, yes.
Yes.
Hamate bone, yeah.
So he missed like 80 games, unfortunately. So, そうですね。糸原健人はキャプテンだったんですけど、守備のランクを見たらね、D ですね。これもキャリアハイかもしれないですよね。おちょっと言っちゃったね。ごめんなさい。はい。Okay, so I have got for my pick, actually, this was just me saying no to Itohara. I couldn't find anyone better than this guy right here. And that would be 2019 Hojo. So he only played in 82 games and he had 12 errors. Shh, don't mention that. But yeah, you can see nothing too outstanding here. It actually says his position is shortstop on the card, but I think he played more second than he did short that season, maybe. And if not, it doesn't matter. I'm shifting him in there. But his numbers are not too different from Captain Kent, although he's just a little bit higher in home runs. But yeah, I just prefer Hojo to Itahara. Okay, let's move on then to third base. And this one again, we've got I told you my lips weren't working. We've got a unanimous choice in Yusuke Oyama, and the year was 2020. Remember, this was a pandemic-shortened 120-game season, so he played 116 of 120 and had a career high 28 home runs, 85 RBI, and his errors went down from 20 in 2019 to 6 this particular season. And who said Oyama isn't clutch? I did, but he was in this particular season. So there you go. すべてが良かったですね。なんかベスト9選ばれてもおかしくなかったけど。
文句なし。
はい。ただ、まあ、そのオレンジの人がいて、多分オレンジの人がベスト9になったと思うんですけどね。
そうですね。
はい。大山祐介、あっぱれです。Okay, let's move on then to shortstop. 遊撃手ですね。I'll go first. Actually, we've got the same guy, different years. So I'm going with Nakano rookie season style. And I don't have a full explanation for this, except we'll key in, especially on that middle line there. And that would be 30 stolen bases and only 2 times caught stealing. So I felt like, man, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt like his rookie season, his sophomore year were not that different numbers wise and even impressions wise. Like his defense looked better at first this year, but he committed a boatload of errors, I think, in the second half. And yeah, this is what I've got. I just think that, he stole more bases and it was just a fresher, like, hey, we're bringing this guy in and he's replacing everybody who couldn't get it done at shortstop. And so I was very much enamored with Nakano 2021年. And you then have got by default
Nakano 2022年 version. And we both talked about this, I think, before too. The seasons are very similar, as you can see at the stats here. I gave the nod to 2022 only because he had 6 home runs instead of only 1 last year. And as I pointed out in the podcast, 2 of them were really clutch at the end of the season. So that's what tipped it in the favor of 2022. But really, could have chosen either one. His rookie season was impressive. His sophomore season, there was no sophomore slump here. That is impressive too.
I felt like he struck out more in his sophomore year. But if you look at it, he scored way more runs. And then the other big difference that I see on here is the RISP, right? He, 得点圏打率がちょっと低かったですね、今年。
そうね。去年の方がクラッチ。
クラッチですね。そうですね。All right, well, let's move into the outfield then. And in left field, I think we've got the same guy, same year. No, we don't. Sorry, you've got
Jerry, 2020, the Sandman.
We've got the same guy, different year. So we'll just talk about it real quick. Because basically, if we could take the first half of both seasons, that would be our man right there.
Yeah, for the whole season, yeah.
前半の方を両方合わせて一つのシーズンにしたら、もう化け物だったんですね、サンズ。
残念です。
残念ですね。本当は多分2020の方は数字の方が上なんですけれども、はい、2021の方はもう少し後半で打った気がするけど、それは気のせいかもしれないですね。はい。Let's move on then to our unanimous center fielder. もちろんこの人です。近本浩二ですね。2021年、去年。はい。キャリアハイの3割1分3厘。そして、得点圏打率3割超えた。
素晴らしい。
ホームラン10本は、この年だけなんですけれども、それもキャリアハイですね。
そう。
はい。ゴールデングラブ受賞とベストナインですね。初めてのベストナイン。今年もあるかな？
今年もあるかも。
あるでしょ。Okay, so Koji, man, I talked about this as one of Yano's best draft picks because it was the Hazare Hazare Ichi. And how often do you get this good a guy at Hazare Hazare Ichi? So I love this pick. And then in right field, we've got the same guy as well, and the same year as well. And that would be this past year, Sato Teraki. Tell me a bit about why you liked him this year, Sanjay.
Well, I like him both years. But the reason that this year is better is, as you pointed out, I think in the podcast too, but all his numbers, other than the number of home runs, were better this year, including batting average, on base percentage. The walks were up, the strikeouts were down, which is one of his major criticisms by a lot of the pundits out there. So well done. No sophomore slump for him either. And you have his jersey and I have Nakano's jersey. I think we picked them well.
We did. I don't know who out there needs to get the Ito Masa to complete the trifecta, but yeah, good stuff there. 一つだけ文句を言うとね、この得点圏打率が2割5分でとどまったのがちょっと残念ですね。もう少しあれば、その打点の方も増えたでしょうし、はい、来年は100期待できるかな。
いいね。
I sure hope so. All right, so there you have it. That would be our best of 9 under Yano. And just to recap it here, this is what it looks like. Okay, so this is our unbeatable combination. I put Itohara out there because I figured my choice was kind of immature. So there you have it. But look at that lineup. Can't go wrong with this best of 9. Well, it's actually, if you look at the screen, it's a best 12, but まあいいんじゃない？はい。
いいね。
まあ、何が言いたいかっていうと、矢野監督お疲れ様でした。本当に4
お疲れ
年間
様でした。
楽しませてくれて、はい。ありがとうございました。We were so thankful to have a great manager like Yano Kantoku. We are looking forward to seeing what Okada Kantoku can do. And we look forward to continuing to provide you with Hanshin Tigers English news. Stay tuned. We have got one interview coming your way pretty soon, but we're just going to keep the interviews rolling through the off season and through next season. We are your place, your one-stop shop for Hanshin Tigers English news. Thanks for joining, Sanjay. Have a great one, everybody. Enjoy the off season. Let's go, Tigers.
Let's go, Hanshin Tigers.